Let's see, come on,
Yeah.
I'll see you, come on. Show it on the page. Right. Good, right?
Yeah.
With Shalom. This is the I.S.U.P.K. right here in Trinidad and Tobago under Commanding General Yohanna. Right? Since 1969, we have been teaching the truth about the Bible. Right? And according to the Bible, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, we are the lost 12 tribes of Israel. And we alone have the truth. As Captain Kahan, said last night, we is not the number one. I.S.U.P.K is not the number one. We is the only one. You understand? So come in the truth, because we as unions want to have the truth. Only the onlyest people that have the truth. Right? The onlyest people that could get that medicine to change your life. You understand? Them other fake camps and them other Christian church, them Muslim mosques, them can't get that medicine to change your life. You understand? Just I was looking up on YouTube the other day, and I think it was yesterday, right? And Cardi B saying she feeling hurt. She want to stop doing what she do in the music industry, because the music industry is bringing out her demons. That's what Cardi B said. She said she's a mother. She just want to be a mother, and she want to stop doing what she doing. But she said the music industry is bringing out her demons. And she was emotional with it too. She know to stop her demons. She know to fight it, but she had to come in the I.S.U.P.K. The idea is that we are great generals inside of here that could teach her how to fight she demons. And then she know to fight she demons. We go fight the demons for she. So just had to come in the UPK. So Cardi B, if you're listening, you ain't had to study, how to fight the demons. Just come in the I.S.U.P.K. We have I.S.U.P.K all over America, all over the globe. You just go in wherever city is, type in I.S.U.P.K in wherever city is, Caribe, and get counseling. Don't go in church. The church will add on demons to what you have already. Muslim must go add on demons. You understand? To what Caribe has already. You come in the UPK and we go help you fight them demons. You understand? Just like this sinful holiday today on Mother's Day. Mother's Day is not a day that we should celebrate. The Lord said that is a no. You can't celebrate no holidays. You have to celebrate the holy days. That is where holidays come from the word holy days. You understand? Just like holy, it means to set something apart, right? If you look up what the word holy means, it means to set apart. If you set something apart, what that means? It means it is separate. That way it means it separates if it sets something apart. So we were supposed to be different or separate from all the other races on this earth. We're supposed to be different from them. That's why the Lord said we are holy. We are separate people. We're supposed to have a holy convocation. We're supposed to have a separate or a different convocation or a different celebration to the world. So the world is celebrating Mother's Day. Nah, we have to celebrate the Feast of First Fruits. You understand? The world has celebrate Valentine's. We have to celebrate the Passover because we are different to them. We are holy people, the Israelites. And the Israelites today is blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Right? So now, what is this? What is this here? Let's share this video. Right. So yeah, it's a sin to celebrate Mother's Day. You understand? Women should honor their husbands and respect their husbands. You know, treat their husbands with love. Vice versa. You know, the men show the wives love. You know, honor them. You understand? That what the scripture says. You know, give due benevolence. You understand? So the respect supposed to go both ways. You know, the women adjuring their husbands, you know, understand that she's supposed to be submissive to her husband. You understand? The husband's supposed to know that this is my wife and I had her, even though I am over her. I am not supposed to be, I think the scripture says, don't be a lion in your house. You understand? Even though she's a weaker vessel, I'm not supposed to be a lion in my house against my woman. And if she start to act up, you know, you check she and you correct she. You understand? But other than that, you know, don't be a lion in your house. So the woman had to be submissive to her husband, and the man had to know that, hey, even though I am the man is over the woman, I can't be a lion in my own house. You understand? Unless she start to act a fool, and you know, you had to check she, you know, by talking words. You know, checking her by talking words. That's what I mean by checking her. You understand? So Mother's Day is a sin because in the Bible, the Lord said you should only celebrate the days that He said to celebrate. You understand? I'm shagging 1 John 5 and 3. And then the Amos 5 and 21 after. But 1 John 5 and 3 first. Okay. You understand? So all them people who in them fake camps, you know, like GMS, IYC, GOCC, none of them know the Bible. And Allah should stop from teaching the Bible. Anybody who's saying Christ is black, do not believe them. Only if the I.S.U.P.K say Christ is black, then believe us. Anybody else say, do not believe them. Because why? We alone have the truth. Right? We is not number one. We are the only one. Now we is the onlyest one. And then all them other fake camps and them don't even know how to speak Hebrew. Them speaking Yiddish, which is a bastardized version of the Hebrew. And them don't know the Bible. They don't understand the Bible because they left the truth. And the ones who left the truth, they start to teach other people now. And the ones who them teach, them are now left them. You understand? So the ones who not in the truth, people leaving the ones who not even in the truth. So you can imagine kind of confusion going on in the earth now. Because people don't know the Bible. Only the I.S.U.P.K know understand the Bible. Nobody else understands. Only the I.S.U.P.K. So give me the scripture.
1 John chapter 5 and verse 3. But this is the love of the Most High, that we keep His commandments, and His commandments are not grievous.
Right? For this is the love of God, right? This is the love of the Most High. Keep His commandments, and His commandments is not hard enough. It's not harsh. It's not hard. I mean, stop celebrating birthday. That's so hard to not celebrate your birthday. Where is it in the Bible that says to celebrate your birthday? It's not there. So how is that hard? Where is it in the Bible that says to celebrate Mother's Day? It is not there. So how is that hard? The Lord's commandment is not grievous. It's not hard. You understand? The love of the Most High is just listen to His commandments. He says celebrate the Passover, just celebrate it. It's not hard for all black people to come together as one and just celebrate the death of our enemies, which was the Egyptians. when we were slaves in Egypt. That didn't have that easy. Just come together as black people, you know, and we celebrate it. Because that's what the Lord said to celebrate it in the Bible. But nowhere in the Bible they could show me Valentine's or no Mother's Day. It's not there. So why are we celebrating it for? It's because we are still slaves under the so-called white man. We're still slaves and we're still listening to the so-called white man rather than to listen to our God. You know, as a rich black man or a poor black man, once you celebrating Mother's Day and all the mother holidays that the Lord say not to celebrate. But we in the I.S.U.P.K, we as free men and celebrate those feast days, those celebrations. You understand? Give me the Amos 5 and
Amos chapter 5 and verse 21. I hate and despise your feast days, and I will not smell in your SHALAM assemblies.
right? So the Lord said he hates and he despises our feast days. You understand? Mother's Day, if you look at everybody, like a whole week before Mother's Day, everybody selling flowers, selling them heart-shaped balloons, selling chocolate, you understand, for Mother's Day. And you who saying that you're not celebrating Mother's Day, but when they get up in the morning, you're saying Happy Mother's Day. That is still a sin. You know why? Because you had a spirit on you. You still had a spirit on you to even say the word Happy Mother's Day. You understand? Like that is the worldly thing, like what people are doing in the world. So you claiming you're not celebrating it, you're not partying, and you're not going by somebody's house and eating, you're not buying nothing for your mother and Mother's Day. But when you get up in the morning, you're still saying Mother's Day, that is still a sin. You understand? Because you still had the spirit on you to even say Mother's Day. Come just like this paraphrasing when the Lord destroy Sodom and Gomorrah, and the woman she turned around and she turned into the Lot wife. She turned around. You understand? She walking away from Sodom and Gomorrah, no, but she still had to turn around. Let's watch it. You understand? And guess what? She died. You understand? So you're not even supposed to have that spirit on it to even say happy birthday, happy Mother's Day. It's still a sin.
Should celebrate their husband, but you are saying it's a sin to celebrate your mother.
I see it. That's why I make the statement to the husbands. I mean, we gotta treat the wives with respect. We'll be aligned in the house. Likewise, the wives have to know to be submissive to their husbands. Treat them good. Be soft spoken to your husband. Don't be no loud woman to your husband. You understand? That is what we have to do. So the seed that David who make that statement, Commander General Yohanna, he's right. But celebrating Mother's Day is nowhere in the Bible. If you could show me it in the Bible, the seed that David who make that comment, I go say, all right. Prove what we're saying. Just bring your facts and prove that Mother's Day is in the Bible for us to celebrate it. All right, so give me Leviticus. That's it for Amos 5 and 21. Give me Leviticus 22, chapter from verse 1. So for years, for 400 years, let's listen to our so-called oppressors. Black women have been monsters to the black men for years. Black women have been terrorists to the black husbands for years. Because why? We listening to our oppressors. We listening to our Christian leaders. And the black woman is just like terrorists to the husband because of the church. You understand? Like everything that's happening in the black community, just blame the church. You understand? And you go see now, everything that the church teaching is what destroying the black family. And these black religious leaders who learning, who getting educated of the Bible is learning from white people. So it falls straight back to our oppressor, who is destroying the black community and mashing up the black house. So you black women have been monsters for years. You understand? We are tell us the truth. You understand? So Mother's Day is something sinful. You understand? Like black women don't need a holiday for Mother's Day. You understand? They've been murdering babies throughout the years, having abortions. You understand? I mean, look at how they treat black men. You know, treat us like rubbish. You understand? Black women who in the world. So you all need a Mother's Day. On Mother's Day, you black women need to be told how evil and cruel you all are. Right? So you haven't shy, go ahead.
Leviticus chapter 23 and verse 1. And the Moses spoke unto Moses, saying, verse 2, speak unto the children of Israel and say unto them, considering the feast of the Most High, which you shall proclaim to be holy convocations.
Right, so these are the feasts of the Most High, which we shall proclaim to be holy convocation. Right, holy again, as I said it before, it just means to separate. If it's separate, if it's set apart something, that means you're separate. We are supposed to be holy people, right? We're supposed to have a holy convocation or a holy gathering or a holy celebration. Meaning our celebration is supposed to be different to the worldly celebration. So let the world celebrate Mother's Day. We go celebrate the Feast of First Fruits. All right, go ahead.
Even these are my feasts. Verse 3. 6 days shall work be done, but on the 7th day is the Sabbath of rest.
All right, so 6 days you shall go to a slave and work hard on a slave, right, which is a job. But on the 7th day, you shall take a rest. Go ahead.
And holy convocation, you shall do no work therein.
All right, you have a holy convocation on that day, because it's Sabbath day, so to take a rest. Right, so have a holy gathering, which is a separate gathering to all them other gatherings. You understand? And that's what the Lord says is supposed to happen. All right, go ahead.
It is the Sabbath of the Most High in all your dwellings.
Go ahead.
Verse 4. These are the feasts of the Most High, even holy convocation, which you shall proclaim in their seasons. Verse 5.
Right, so these are the feasts. Once you continue to read down the whole of the Leviticus, the 20th chapter, you're talking about all of the feast days that you're supposed to celebrate. Mother's Day is not there. So we're not supposed to celebrate Mother's Day. Right? That comes from some Greek god. You understand that the white man just taught us and make us worship. You understand? And as the scripture said, the Lord said he's a jealous God. So why would you want to worship Mother's Day when you know like some other god, some Greek god? You understand? That have nothing to do with the Most High. The Lord is a jealous God, and then the cycle of sin will just continue. It will just continue. Because we want to hear the prophets of the Lord. We want to hear deceit. That is what the children of Israel want to hear, deceit. The children of Israel want to go in I.S.U.P.K and hear deceit. The children of Israel want to go in GMS and GOCC and hear deceit.
Right.
The children of Israel want to go in the Muslim mosque or the Christian church and hear deceit. You understand? Hear the lies that is appealing to them and amusing that will make them say, all right, I could celebrate Mother's Day still. Or even though I can't celebrate it, I could at least say Happy Mother's Day. But that and all itself is a sin. Okay, you will still have the spirit of Mother's Day. You understand? And you know, eventually, once you keep saying Happy Mother's Day over a time period, eventually you're going to celebrate it. You understand? So, give me Ecclesiastes, the Apocrypha, chapter 26, verse 7. You understand? Mother's Day is something that you know we should not celebrate Mother's Day. So we shouldn't celebrate Thanksgiving, we should not celebrate Christmas, we shouldn't celebrate Father's Day, we shouldn't celebrate none of those days. Except the days the Lord said. You have it?
Thank God. Ecclesiastes chapter 26 and verse 27. A loud crying woman and a school shall be sought out to drive away the enemies.
The Ecclesiastes 26 and 7?
And 7?
Yeah.
Verse 7.
Yeah, let me hear that again.
Oh, that's Shalom, verse 27.
Oh, yeah.
The Ecclesiasticus chapter 26 and verse 7.
Yeah.
An evil wife is a yoke shaken to an end through.
An evil wife. Oh, what does scripture say about that? An evil wife. What does scripture mean by that? An evil wife. Where is that?
You only doing wickedness?
Mm-hmm. Wickedness like what? Wickedness like what?
She could go against she husband, go against she sisters, do wickedness to herself, go against the Mosai.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so okay, yeah, so not expound an evil wife. Read it again, go on.
An evil wife is a yoke shaken to and fro.
Right, an evil wife. That's what we have to understand, you know. An evil wife meaning she's always screaming at you. You know, she always checking you, she always going through your phone. You know, I'm always telling you what to do, always bawling at you. You know, a lot of kids have mothers like that today, and that is why, you know, you never meet your father. And so a lot of children never meet their father because of what the woman does do in the household, how she does act to her husband. You know, because your mother she don't chase your father away, and every time your father tries to correct her, she will go and call the police on him and lie on him, so the police could get him out of the house, right? Or any time your father tries to correct you as a child, your mother would jump in and stop you from and stop the father from correcting the child, right? And that is why, you know, most of the time, you know, the father does end up in jail, you know, or the father does might end up selling drugs. And when he end up selling drugs, two things might happen to him. You get locked up, or you might end up dead, right? Or you end up on the pole becoming a whore if it's a girl. You know, she end up on some stripper pole becoming some whore. Just because of what the woman did to the father. She's an evil wife. Right? Because the Lord never intended a woman to be in charge. The Lord never intended for a woman to be in charge. Right? That is destruction for the black family, for the woman to be in charge. Right? Like a woman was given the opportunity to how to say it, to choose. So, and she chose to what? To murder the baby. You understand? You give a woman the opportunity to choose. You give she the opportunity to choose. She choose to murder the baby. You understand? She pregnant. She choose to now let me have an abortion. You understand? If you would allow a woman give she the opportunity to choose, that's what she would choose. She would choose murder and over life. So the woman she was never meant to be in charge. Because that is what she would choose. She would choose to murder an innocent child in her bed, in her womb, than to choose life. You understand? Like you can't give a child an opportunity to choose. Because you know, if you give a child the opportunity to choose what to eat, so obviously the child might want to choose more biscuit and snacks every day, you know. The child won't choose provision, you know, something strong, solid that, you know, make it grow up strong and healthy. You know, yeah, you ask the child what's for dinner, you know, they always want ice cream, cake, you know, fries, you know, something, you know, they always choose something that gonna make them sick. You understand? By the weekend, they're just sick. For all the ice cream and things that they take. That's how a child does. When they give a child an opportunity to choose, that is what they go choose. Something that is not good for them. Same thing with a woman. For the opportunity to choose, she would choose to have an abortion and murder that baby in her womb. So you can't get the woman the opportunity to choose. So the Lord don't allow a woman to be in charge. She allowed the man to be in charge. You understand? Yes, of course, the woman could the woman could give her advice on something, you know, based on the advice the man might say, yeah, what you're saying it makes sense, I will go with what you're saying. Or the man might say, nah, what you're saying it makes sense. You understand? So it could have a conversation in the house and say, no, what we should do, what we shouldn't do. But at the end of the day, the man to say, yes, I agree with what you're saying, or no, do I agree with what you're saying? Right? So that is it. So that is what we're talking about, that evil wife, you understand? So you can't have the woman in charge at all, because everybody knows that kids, children, just get molested in the Christian church. And you see it all over the news. I think just last week, Tazwa brought it out in the camp. You understand? With the pastor, I forget what country was in, he had HIV and he molested all them children and he had HIV. So everybody knows that children just get molested in the Christian church. You understand? And I mean, it's all over the news. You could see it all over the news. You could see it in the articles. Everybody knows that children just get molested in the church. You know, and half the brothers and sisters, was molested in church by a pastor or by the choir director. And the woman still would send her children to church every Sunday. Even though she's seen it on the news. This person's son or daughter get molested by the pastor. She's seen it on the news. And she's still sending her children to church every Sunday. Now, you can't have a woman, she ain't supposed to be in charge. And that is destructive to the black family. But again, that is what the Christian church is pushing in the woman's head. That what society is pushing in the woman's head. So, she know, hey, if the man started act up, or if I don't want the man in the house, I could call the police and lie. Right? Because I think they say a woman could get paid just by being a single parent in the States now. And the money that she does get is big. Just for she being a single parent. So she might lie, she might just make a phone call and tell the police, hey, you beat him up or whatever. Kick him out of the house and then she go and file in the government. She's a single parent, she needs money and she'll get it. So yeah, sure. Yeah, that's what I work.
We make mention that American dream. That was so heavy in the point where at the end of the day, look back out, look at the society really, I would say, we especially we people really drink from that cup. They say in Revelation, they say come out from the American dream is something that they say even down here now we know they say that the woman trying to push the man out of there. Even the woman down here now we like
Yeah.
in Caribbean. And see North, South, and Central trying to push black people out.
Yeah.
Because now they want to follow the American dream. Everybody wants to be part of America.
Yeah, and that is everybody wants to follow America. Everybody wants to live the American dream, which is something evil, which is to do the wrong. So that's why everybody wants to follow. Right here in Trinidad, I know, as I say, women just want to. You understand? And then now when the children grow up to be drug dealers and murderers and whores, you just want to know why. It's because most parents are single parents. And why are they single parents? Because the mother put the father out of the house. Understand? Whether it was intentional or how to say it, unintentional. You understand? Intentional meaning, she call him and she say, we have to done no, leave my house. Or she might call the police and pay him up. Right? And intentional, right, as Commanding General Yohanna does always say, a man rather go on the streets and take drugs than to live in the house with a nagging wife. You understand? There's some woman, you come home, they're nagging you on a daily basis, just nagging. Nagging. The man, he want to hit you, but he done stress from the world already. He job stress. Everything stressing him up. The grocery prices going up. He increasing salary. You know, he want to know ends meet. Then he come home now and the woman stressing him out. You are take drugs. You understand? And then she now go be without her husband. Then the children now will go astray. You understand? So you women on Mother's Day should take responsibility for making his sons and daughters go astray because they kick the man out of the house. That's what you should do on our Mother's Day. Take the responsibility and say, you is the reason why your son got to be a drug dealer and now he's in jail because he was selling drugs. And you need to take responsibility and say, your son grew astray because you nag your husband so much he end up on the streets taking drugs. And now that is all you know, just to take drugs and live on the streets. And you as the mothers have to take that responsibility and say, you is the reason why your son and your daughter got to be a whore or a prostitute. Take that responsibility and say that. Son. Yeah, I'm sure. Continue here.
Continue.
Yeah. Start all of my here.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 26 and verse 7. An evil wife is a yoke shaken to and fro. He that had hold of her is as though he had a scorpion.
It's as though as he had a scorpion, right? It's as though as he hold a scorpion. Right? A scorpion is what? What a scorpion is? What a scorpion? Or what it does do? What a scorpion? Right? Yeah, go ahead, Sean.
They're poison.
Yes, that was scorpion. That scorpion is something poisonous, and by you holding it, it will stab you in your hand. You know, it's not sweet. It is not loving. Right? Like how your woman supposed to be. Your woman supposed to be sweet and loving to you. You know, you come home, you know, she get a massage on your back, you know, she rub your toes down, you know. She's supposed to be sweet and loving, but a scorpion is not sweet and loving. You understand? Like a woman supposed to be like how was it? That how woman supposed to be. As soon as they walk in, a woman supposed to be like, how was your day? You know, how you doing? You ready to eat some food? You know, she's supposed to bring comfort and pleasure in a man's life. That is what a woman's supposed to do. Right? She's supposed to be like a scorpion, poisonous and deadly. Nah, she's supposed to be like that. She's supposed to be sweet and calm, you know, genuine, you know. Comfort and pleasure in a man's life. That's what she's supposed to do. Because the man is stressed out from the outside world. You understand? Man mistaken identity, you know, somebody woke up, you know, to stab up the man, and you realize he's sorry, you know, mistaken identities, all kind of things, you know, the man does go through. You understand? She's supposed to bring that comfort and pleasure in a man's life. That woman's supposed to. But instead, she's like a scorpion. She's poisonous and deadly. You know, you should not have to deal with a woman, you know, and it's how to say it's fighting all of the time. There's always a fight all the time. You know, she yelling at you, you know, you yelling back at she, you know, she don't want to listen to you, you know, and she don't want to do nothing you say. I mean, that's not pleasant and it's not sweet. The Lord never made a woman to be like that. Because that same woman who is fighting, how to say, for her man every day, she's supposed to be like that, man. You're not supposed to be fighting towards your husband on a daily basis. So now, you're supposed to be fighting. And you know, even if you fight once, you know, understand what the man was saying. You know, understand the checking that you get from your husband, and you ain't supposed to do it again. But you on a daily basis just fighting in your man. Nah, the Lord never made a woman to be like that. Right? Who says she don't need a man to take care of her? Who said that? Who said that a woman don't need a man to take care of her? Right? Who say, I know all my single ladies, you know, all my single ladies. Right? That is the same woman who does be crying every night because she need a man. understand? The same woman who has, you know, how to say, 1,000 toys, 1,000 dildos, you know, 1,000 toys every night. Because, you know, she don't know how to keep a man, so she had to please herself through toys. And that's what she had to do now. Because she's saying, all my single ladies, all my independent woman who realize, you know, we don't need a man. You know? She have 1,000 toys, different toys, because she don't have a man. You understand? Like the Lord, He never meant life. Life was not supposed to be like that. You understand? Life wasn't supposed to be like that. Right? I believe I read an article to say, you know, the lows and things, using those things could get cancer. All right? Yeah, go ahead, Sean.
And when you say there, I was so true with the with them women and them who say the daughter man and all them things. Them is the woman, them is the counselors. Like if a woman and a man having problem, I think them is the counselors, the bomb counsel that girl and tell that girl, yeah, but they leave the man and you know good and all kind of thing too.
Yeah, that was the same one who said that. You understand? All them celebrities and them was singing them song like Beyonce, you know, all my single ladies. She have a man. Beyonce has she man there. You understand? But she encouraging the black women to be single ladies, to be single mothers. You understand? And again, if it goes straight down into it, it's just because we listen to our oppressors, we listen to the so-called white. You understand? That is how it is when they already look down into it. You understand? And like the man never wanted to get a baby from a woman. You understand? The man, how to say it? How to say it? Why the man passes the ejaculation for her to get a baby. And then when she get a baby now, he shoots out of the house. He run out of the house after. Because why? After he gets her pregnant, she starts to act unpleasant to be around. You understand? Like as soon as she gets pregnant, she just started to act unpleasant to be around. You understand? So I mean, the law never made life for a woman to be a single mother. It never meant life to be like that. You know, a woman must have a man. You understand? Especially if she has children, she must have a man. That is why men just have these deep bass in the voice. So when the child started to act up, you know, and the woman can't discipline the child, you know, she just say, oh gosh, she'll say, Frederick, I'm getting fed up, I can't handle the child no more. Discipline the child, you know, the father go bawl at the child. You know, then the child go listen or start to cry. You understand? And listen. You understand? That's why we was made differently. You understand? The law never intended for that to happen. But the woman, or because we listen to our so-called oppressors, right? And not our black leaders, right? Not commanding General YAHANNA. We want to listen to commanding General YAHANNA. Right? We want to listen to General Mahaiman and all the generals in the school. We want to listen to our slave master. We want to listen to our Christian leaders. And them is the ones destroying the black family. You understand? You know, we become that way again because of Christianity. You know, our sister is so lonely. She's, how to say, our sister will be so lonely. She's going to find another lonely woman and dress up like a man. You know, and buy she had the look. And just to pretend that that woman is a man. You understand? That's how lonely our sisters is. The Christian church have our women lonely. You know, our religious leaders, our oppressors have our woman lonely. You know that she's so lonely, she will find another lonely woman, dress up like a man. You understand? Buy her the look for she. Just to pretend that the woman is a man. Right? That's how lonely our sisters are and how bad our sister wants to be a man. But it's just confusion. She's lonely and she's confused. She's like a child. You understand? She's like a child, a Christian child. right? It's like a Christian child, right? And black men, if you love, you understand? Black men, if you love that, how to say it? If you love a black woman, you will not put that burden on her, right? You would check her and tell her that this is wrong. If you really love a black woman, black man, you wouldn't put that burden on she and tell she what she doing right, say, well, Wallers, everybody, no matter what. Nah, if you really and truly love her and black man, you would check that woman and say, what you doing is wrong. You can't be born at a man, so you can't be looking for another lonely woman and dress you up like a man to pretend is a man. Nah, what all are doing is wrong. You need to stop acting the way all act and all life going to be in an order. You understand? You check shit. You understand? You cannot do and say yes that this is right, or that there is no I'm grown in the Bible. There's no I'm a grown woman, I could do what I want in the Bible. No. Every good girl wants a daddy. Every sisters need a daddy. In their whole life. Another man is supposed to take over the previous daddy duties, right? Just as now the man that who she's going to have now is going to have sex with her and raise him a family, right? And that is how it's supposed to be in the Bible, right? But Christianity destroyed that. Christianity does the whole thing and make the woman become lesbians. You understand? The pastor done raping the men and women in the church. The men growing up to become homosexual. Just confusion. The Lord never meant faith to be like that way, man. All right. Give me verse 8, verse 8, Char.
Ecclesiastes chapter 26 and verse 8. A drunken woman and a gather abroad causeth great anger, and she will not cover her own shame.
Right, a drunken woman. Drunken woman. When I say drunken woman, what do you mean by that? A drunken woman.
So a drunken woman, she loud, she like bacchanal, like confusion.
Right, yeah.
She wanna fight.
Right.
She mouth down. Nothing good will come out down. Nothing good will come out she mouth.
Right, yeah. That is true. And that will happen because she's a drunken woman. She's drunk. You know that already Bible mustn't be a drunkard. The drink, but do be drunk. Right? A drunken woman, she falling all over the place. She loud mouthing everybody. She getting naked. She bringing home 100 men in the house. They're running through. She like a train station. And her children in the house seeing what going on. Seeing that different men coming home every night. She she can't be no mother. You understand? That is destroying her kids. What her kids seeing, that is what happened. I believe last night in the same show, I think Captain Mashak when you told me the video, how the woman was getting on and cussing. And her child right there, the child seeing it. Come on and John Hannah tell she, hey, you can't be in front of your child. You can't be getting on like that. Your child right there, how you expect your child to grow up and be too. Same loudmouth, unruly woman like yourself. And it's truth. It is destroying our kids when the children watching their mother growing up to be like that. Right? That's abuse to your children. And she should not be free to make these choices. And a woman shouldn't be free to make these kind of choices because she a child. But Christianity done told her that she could do it, and because Christianity told her that she could do it, it is killing her. She's getting AIDS, she's getting herpes, and it's evidently you can see it. She's picking the wrong man on a daily basis. You understand? She is picking the wrong man on a daily basis. We see it, right? Because she's always complaining about her relationship with the black man. You understand? And again, that's why we have the 90 days in the school. You understand? Even if you're not in the truth, or even though you don't even have a woman who is in the truth, or you as a woman don't have a man in the truth, still follow the 90 days. Still a wise person would still follow the 90 days. Even though your loved one not in the truth, or the both other not in the truth, a wise person would follow. It's just how way that you go bring out the demons and you go see, well, all right, this person have a demon on them. It's up to me now to fight that demon, or if I can't fight it, I just leave. Because, yeah, go ahead, Sha. You want to say? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So that is, she just became she became the wrong man. She's a drunken woman. You understand? All her relationship is with the wrong person. And she's still going to have sex with the man and make babies with the man. You understand? She ain't fit to make that decision. Right? She can't decide of matters of life and death. She can't decide on matters of that. That is why she's so angry all the time. That is why most black women so angry all of the time because they're always making wrong decisions with their relationships. So she open she leg to the wrong man. The man will be do she whatever, will be beat you up or whatever it is. She's saying why it is she can't find no man. She always getting these wrong relationships. Because she making the wrong decisions. Just close your legs, do the 6 months rule, as we say in the school. Once you go through the 6 months rule, that's how we have it in the school. You go know if that is the man for you or not, but you just go with the first man and see have sex with him and then saying nah, why it is you can't have a good relationship while you're single. She can't decide of matters of life and death. Right? Again, that's why I say she's so angry all the time because she's always making the wrong choices. Right? She needs a man of the Lord to be over her, right? And direct her life properly. She needs a man of the Lord to be over she and direct her life properly. Like things our grandparents was like that. Right? And that is why we here now. Our great grandparents, them used to understand that the man needs to be over them. Our great grandparents, they understand that. That's why they used to have kind of 50 and 60 children and thing, with great grandchildren. Right? But now, right? Yeah, go ahead, Sean.
And we're saying now too that a woman really needs she man, right? So what happened now, like I said on my knee, what she happened now is a girl, right? So she had she man and thing, right? And this thing that a girl now like tell the man to leash she man, right? And come with me, right? So now the man leash out the sister and he had a child with she, right? So she have like everything going right, but the man go and see everything that she holding it down and like thing and see she holding on maybe baby and for what reason now I say like as time goes by now, like no man take her around and like she just decide now like she need a man and that is how they see she and I just see she by wrong and men and the man and think I jump enough fast and next night again and another shop wrong them and that man and them I see what happening now because this man now he lead the woman open now and now nobody to be guiding she now open and getting guidance from evil wicked men and eventually she went up to an evil mother to that child but now what's going on she wrong them they wrong so that's why I say like them they jump to woman that's bring out in the scriptures and things.
Yeah, that's it. So now all woman is one, so they need a man to be over them. They need a man to be over them to guide them. You understand? Our grandparents or great grandparents was like that. They knew that a man needs to be over them to guide them. That's why we had so much of children back then, and our nation was so big. Because they knew that they needed a man to be with them to guide them. But now, you know that. It's all kind of different excuses now. The woman, she wants her attention again. You know, and all kind of different excuses they're making up. You understand? But the labor back then is the labor same to now. So you can't blame it on pain. You understand? And if you know the scripture say a woman shall be saved through childbearing. Meaning making a child, she already know the scripture. You understand? That what the scripture say. Yeah.
Like I said, I remember them lady say, you don't care much money have as long as you give me my money. But I go so when you come and you just say but no. I say, nah, no man can think that I get, but you see sometimes them women business so much them will allow women business so much things that them would allow no problem for them.
Yeah.
So as long as that man give me money, they only money.
Yeah.
Is that different ballgame?
Is that different one? I imagine them wasn't the shooter.
Yeah.
You understand? Yeah. Yes, so
So that question I come back to this because now at that time now, as you say, there was limited to a lot of, as you say, distractions. So now there was more focus on movement. But now as it started, as you say, started run down the American dream, the independent woman want to be independent, and all of that now started infiltrate their mind, and so they started now run down, as you say, the followings of, as you say, the white woman, so all our oppressor. Now they want to be a 50-50, because now as they say, the women them back then are just as tough as I was bringing out. As long as they give you my money, you could do whatever you want. As long as you take care of you, make it do whatever you want. The women them back then. But now the women them now, as they say, now, as they say, the American dream.
Yeah, the American dream, that is it. Corrupt their brain. I believe that, yes, I can go ahead. Yeah. I believe that this, some man was talking to our age ago fella, he was letting know things started changing in Trinidad when we get cable. As soon as you get cable, that was it. Things just started to change. So right what you're saying, so of the American dream, you know, we're watching that TV life and you know we wanna be like what we see in America, not knowing that is what is destroying the black family. Because back then we just had local. When you used to watch Beulah, darling, what about Calabash Ali? You understand? There was, you know, always all kind of shows the same way how we corrupting the brain. Man, I watching a good educational show. Called I think it's Doctors. And while watching the show, you know you're learning. But it's all kind of lesbianism and homosexuality and I say now. Yeah, well, cable is really destroying my brain. Cable.
Yes, there's also happened where you still say where you say the true because I remember that my neighbor, right? He unlike fixing the car. And I so ever so often I used to just go and help them and thing. I say that I didn't know this gay boy passing or this homosexual passing. So I tell him, you know, say watch now. I encouraging real shit to him. He said this can never be happening in my time. He said, well no so any gay man walking with the bottles again and thing because I know that hey, why do come and practice this in group and see no way. Watch how I have the place now open. It's homosexual thing on the TV, normal, nobody mashing up no TV. And then after no men walking with normal. You see that can never be happening back in the days. That's it.
Yeah, and of course that happened because of politics too, eh?
Yeah.
Politics make it normal. So it's something normal, it's legal. Because I think back then it was kinda illegal too. Right? I think just the other day they was fighting for the rights for it to be illegal in Trinidad. I don't know if they get through with it or if they just amend it. Right? Because I think if it's a homosexual, one of the laws say not even supposed to enter into Trinidad if it's a homosexual. You understand? Back then had that, but now because of politics. In 1974, because of political vote, you understand, in the States, they made it homosexuality was something normal. Right? Because it had the book, the Diagnostic Statistical Manual for Mental Disorders. That's a book, the DSM. And in that book, they say they classify the homosexuality as a mental disorder. But because of our vote politics, not science, remember science says a mental disorder, but because of politics, which is not science, they say, right, it is something normal. And because it is something normal now, it is legal. So, you know, once that happen now, you go push it in the people who had the rights, the people go say we have the rights, nobody can do with this, and you know, but they go pass on for the police now to protect them, you know. So that's how it is. So nobody go want to interfere with homosexual no more because they go pass in the police and them to protect them. You understand? That is what it all take politics. That's why we say mustn't vote. Voting is some evil. The only time they voted in the Bible was when they wanted to murder Christ. But nobody never voted in the Bible. When it's supposed to have a king to lead over the nation of Israel, the Lord does appoint him to be king. A prophet does come and say, right, you have to lead the nation of Israel. Nobody do dip their finger and vote, or it doesn't have a majority of people saying our King Solomon, and the minority might say the word David or whoever. The Lord does anoint somebody to be king. When they voted in the Bible, the majority of people voted and say, yes, we wanted to free Barabbas and kill Christ. That is when they voted. So voting is something evil. You shouldn't vote. That is why we the same must not vote. Voting is a sin. You understand? Just as Mother's Day is a sin. Some grandparents back then had all kind of 14 children and they didn't mind about no pain. You know, the scripture says you shall be saved through childbearing. You know, so you have to go through that pain. And why the scripture says you shall be saved through childbearing? Because childbirth is 50-50. 1 foot in, 1 foot out. You know, a woman to die giving birth to a child. But that's why the scripture says you shall be saved through childbearing. Once a woman go through all that hell to make a child, from there she had to start afresh now. You know, be good. You know, listen to the scriptures. You know what your husband tell you to do, listen to him. You understand? She can't be no evil, loudmouth woman and thing like she shall be saved through childbearing. But now these women out here now, they want to be in charge of the man. The generation now, the mothers, them want to be in charge of the man. Right? And now because the woman now, the generation now is in charge of the man, she go want to go outside secretly. Knowing that she's pregnant, she didn't tell the husband she's pregnant. She know that she's pregnant. She want to go outside and make an abortion and murder her baby. Right? This is all hundreds of thousands of abortions black women does have. That would be a huge nation. The black woman murdering the baby. You understand? Hundreds of thousands on a yearly basis. Black women just having abortions. You understand? What the female species of murdering her babies, that's what the woman is. You understand? The female species, they just be murdering her babies. That is what the human species does. Like it is like that with the human population, except the animal kingdom. You don't see a fish killing a baby fish. Right? You don't see a cockroach killing a baby cockroach. Right? You don't see a pig killing a baby pig. You don't see that. So why is it the black woman want to murder her black baby? It is because of the American dream. The white man say you can murder a baby because you have choice. That is your body. You could do what you want. But no. The scripture say a man that gets a wife, gets a possession. You understand? You as the man's property now. You as the wife is the man's property. If the man said to leave the child. You know, I mean, all kind of excuse women that say, no, just have an abortion. Being financially able yet. Understand? But I remember Captain Saga was saying, but even though in slavery we didn't have no money, but we still here. So the black woman cannot use an excuse of she don't have no money, so she can't have a child. That is not an excuse. In slavery we had no money, and we was having tons of children, and we here. We made it through. We survived. That what you was trying to say. We survived. So don't say you can't make if you make a child now and you don't have enough money to take care of the child might die or the child ain't gonna survive. Nah, we here now because we survived. Our ancestors survived during slavery and we had no money. So don't make no excuse. Once you get pregnant, you keep that child. The Lord is going to provide. You understand? The Lord is going to provide. You understand? Just listen to your husband. Your husband is in charge. The Lord is going to provide. You was going to say something, Sha?
Yeah. So I guess like I seen in America right now they're trying to get rid of the abortion. They're trying to get rid of the abortion, all right? But I see Trump come up and say if we get rid of the abortion, or they go make other things get rid of and things. So he's saying like keep the abortion low. So these other things when go to.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. You don't see that label, man values. You see, because the woman head.
Just one second. Get rid of from it. RHEE. Right? Look it up in the online now. RHEE. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, somebody don't answer the answer see that label and say because the woman head is the man. See that label. Man, that just answering back.
Oh, somebody answer back to his question there. Yeah.
Man is the head of the woman. That never change.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, sure. Yeah, yeah. What? You look it up? Yeah. RHEA. What the hell? From Mother's Day, right? Or look up the ancient Greek roots of Mother's Day. Hmm? Yeah, RHEA. Right? Or the ancient roots of Mother's Day. Hmm? So woman today like to say that them is the mother and the father. You know, I is the mother and the father. You know why the woman like to say that? Because she thinks she's a god. She thinks that she could kick the man out of the house, belittle the man in front of the church, and then she could say she's the mother and the father. Yeah, you can't say that, man. Because even though you're the mother and the father, the son growing up to be a drug dealer or a murderer, and the daughter growing up to be some whore. So those who is the mother and the father take responsibility for your sons and daughters to be growing up to be something evil in life. That's what you have to do. Yeah. Yeah. Go ahead, man. Yeah.
Rhea, right, is a goddess in Greek mythology, right? The 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 Theis, the TITHES, daughter of Earth goddess Gaia, and the sky god Uranus, Gaia's son. She is the older sister of Cronus, who is also a consort in early traditions. She is known as the mother of gods and therefore is strongly associated with Gaia, the celeb, who have similar functions. The classic Greeks saw her as the mother of Olympian gods and goddesses. The Roman identified her with Mata, therefore from the celeb and the goddess Ops.
Right. You had the ancient Greek roots of Mother's Day. I think the Gaia's the Mother Earth was Gaia. That was the wife of Uranus. Right? What to say? He was the the personification of nature that gives birth to everything, and she was worshipped as a deity, a god. Right? Gaia, she was an ancestral mother, right? Of all life, right? She is the mother of Pontus, right, which is the sea. From it was a certain thing I was looking for. It was talking about Rhea. Rhea, what was it called? Right. Right. Okay, Right. So her daughter was Rhea. Her daughter's name was Rhea. Right. And wife and the sister of Cronus, right, who gave birth to several deities, right, which is the Greek mythology. But Rhea, she was worshipped as the mother of gods, right? The ancient Greeks used to celebrate their annual spring festival to honor Rhea, right? The goddess of nature and fertility, right? So you all could look this up on your own time. Think Rhea, she's Zeus's mother. That was Zeus' mother, Rhea. And you all could look it up, right? So all these are just ancient gods. You understand? You all could look this up. You know how it is. Mothers, they have nothing to do with the Most High. It have nothing to do with Christ. It have nothing to do with the Bible. It's just a day of celebrating some Greek mythology, some Greek god. That is all it had to do. It had nothing to do with the Bible or with God. You understand? And Mother's Day is how much Daddy did not do and how much he was not there for you, for football, for basketball, cricket, wherever. That's what Mother's Day and all too is really about. How much your father didn't do for you. You understand? How much your father didn't do for you and how much the mother was always there for you. Just a day to really bad talk the father. You understand? That way it really is about Mother's Day. Bad talk the husband and praise the woman. That is why you see people as praise Mary more than they praise Joseph. If you really understand the Bible, you are what your father is. And Christ could not have been born if Joseph didn't come from the seed of David. But because if everybody had known the prophecies of the Bible that Christ cannot be born if Joseph didn't have sex with Mary, they would have been praising the man, Joseph, which is Joseph. But society today, the white man today, the culture today, the church, what it does push today, is to praise the woman more than you praise the man. Or to praise the woman and whoever praise the man. So yes, sure, go ahead.
Yes, like I said, that comes just as I say with the church, because when you go to the marriages and right, as a man going on thing a woman, yes, get on his knees and ask the woman to marry. Every was I say that's how they say like in the scriptures, the man is the head of the man is the head of the woman. The woman should be getting on her knees and asking the man to marry me. But now you see man going on and now I saw them the right, them woman that blank them with good. No, I'm marrying you because shipping us you're doing shipping us. We're not gonna need that accent woman to marry them.
Yeah. Well again, of course, that is what the woman likes, so they go end up pleasing the woman to do that because that is what she likes, not knowing that sex is marriage. It's not sin to sign a paper because it's just a piece of paper that's signing, right? But it is a sin if you believe in your mind that that is the true marriage, right? Because it could go and sign a piece of paper. It's just a piece of paper, Two gay people go and sign a piece of paper is not sin. What makes it a sin is when the two gay men have sex, or the two gay women have sex. That is what makes it a sin. Right? Yeah, go ahead.
Like, you know, you thinking that that is marriage, you just sign the paper, and that way you see how that marriage is not lasting, you can never believe in that paper, no, it's like a sin.
Right.
So now that sin that you can't stand, that sin that you can't have paper, you can't stand, you believe in that is marriage.
Right.
And really and truly, as they say, all these years that they say I'm going to force, and as they say, calling yourself command. Now as they sign the paper, you believe in that is marriage. Now they say, no, how come to change? You asking the woman how come to change, and now the woman say, no, how come you don't know what I want them? Where you was already doing that before. Before that piece of paper signed, now you thinking of his marriage.
Yeah, that's true. I say that a lot too. He just changed all of a sudden as soon as we signed the paper to get married. But he wasn't bad before. And I sure he used to have all kind of woman before. But as soon as he signed a piece of paper, that is when he realized he had all kind of woman. To say that, you know, he not right. It's because they're looking at the piece of paper as the marriage counselor. You understand? That piece of paper is not marriage. That piece of paper is some evil. If you believe that is marriage, that piece of paper, that is where you're going to have problems. You're going to fall apart. You understand? The pastor make it believe that is marriage. The pastor make it believe the man had to go down on his knees and propose to the woman. And all kind of garbage. But no, that is not marriage. You understand? So you woman had to take responsibilities on Mother's Day and say that you is the reason why your sons and daughters raised up to be drug dealers and thieves and pedophiles. And you know, I feel like I'll bring that out in the show tomorrow night to do the show. You understand? Because that, you know, again, Mother's Day again is just about money. Mother's Day is about money because the woman's so naive. She's going to say, I need a box of chocolate, I need this, I need that. It's Mother's Day. She's naive. You know, you have your wife day, she will say, well, she's a mother, she a children. You know, it's Mother's Day, she need this, she need that. So you go out your way now. You know, spend all kind of money on Mother's Day. Right? But Mother's Day is something evil, it is something satanic. You should not worship Mother's Day, you shouldn't celebrate it. Right? It is not godly for Mother's Day. Right? The mother, how to say, the mother saved Zeus from an evil father. Right? The mother saved Zeus from an evil father. That is what Mother's Day is about. To let people know that the mother saved Zeus from an evil father. So you're trying to say the father is an evil man. And the mother saved her child from the evil father, who is Zeus. You understand? Okay, just look at the ancient Greek roots of Mother's Day. You understand? Give me Colossians 2:8. Colossians 2:8. But Mother's Day is some evil, there's some satanic. A woman, the Lord never intended for a woman to be loud mouth and bawling as she husband and doing all them kind of evilness. The Lord intended that woman to be soft spoken to her husband, be kind to her husband, you know, bring pleasure, you know, respect to her husband. Not this loud mouth nagging woman who kicking the man out of the house because of what he got next woman. When the man disciplining the child, she want to step in and say, no, don't discipline the child. You understand? Nah, the Lord never intended for that. Mother's Day is something evil and satanic. Yeah, I'm sorry.
The book of Colossians chapter 2 and verse 8. Beware lest any man spoil you through philosophy and vain deceit, after the traditions of men, after the rudiments of the world,
right?
And
so
not after Christ.
Right. So I'm reading about again, Paul.
The book of Colossians chapter 2 and verse 8. Beware lest any man spoil you
Mm-hmm.
through philosophy and vain deceit.
Right, so don't let no man spoil you through philosophy and vain deceit. Don't let no man lie to you, and seduce you and say, yeah, you should celebrate Mother's Day, man. You look what you do. You did so much for your child. You did so much. You always going out of your way for your child. You always providing. We should have Mother's Day for you because they did so much as a mother. We should have Valentine's Day because they did so much. You understand? The world has already celebrated. Why we can't celebrate it? You understand? Not knowing now, Christ never said to have Mother's Day. You understand? The Lord never said to have Mother's Day. That is worldly things. You understand? That is vain things. That is things that empty. That thing that is nothing. Something vain. That is something that is empty. That is nothing. Just emptiness. Something vain. You understand? That's what we should. That's what you women should do. Don't let any man spoil or let you vain, deceit, lies. Listen to the Lord. Listen to what the Lord say. If you could open the Bible and show me Mother's Day, Valentine's Day, Christmas Day to celebrate it, that we should celebrate your birthday. Just show me it. You understand? Just bring your proof and show me. But if it is not there, then why would you want to listen to the pastor who's saying to celebrate Easter? You understand? Why you want to listen to the pastor and saying he's just lying to you? He's just causing confusion and he's going to mash up the black family. That is what he's going to do. You understand? Back then, the black family had a more unity because we know who our enemies was. But now because the Christian church, we don't know who the enemies is. We feel we are our own enemies, so we are attacking each other. You understand? But we don't know that our oppressors is our enemies.
Right.
Because the church just teach us that now. Just teach us what is called Stockholm syndrome, where we as the victim falling in love. You understand? With our attacker, with our aggressor. We falling in love with our slave master. We as the victim. That's what the church just teach us. Stockholm syndrome. And yes, we know this man oppressing me, but I love him. Nah, that is a no-no. Understand? The Lord made them our enemies for a reason, so that we could know that we are separate from them. Back then the black woman, I believe I was reading a book, the black woman, they was going to lynch her husband. And the black woman say, she tell the husband run through the back. I go talk to them for she said just run, don't tell me where you're going, because if they had to torture me, I might eventually tell them where you're going. But don't tell me where you're going, just run. Right? I go try and talk to them to slow them down from coming behind you. That was true love. You understand? The black woman tells her husband that, but no. You could imagine what the black woman would do now. She would say, yeah, look him right there. Yeah. He don't say in the basement. We don't have that love again no more. You black woman, all these monsters to the black man, all these terrorists towards other black man. And it is because of the Christian church.
That's right.
And when you go deep down into it, what the black religious leaders, who they just take their teachings from the so-called white man.
Right.
So it goes straight back to the oppressor.
Right.
You know, so I give him Mark 7 and 7. Mark 7 and 7.
7?
Yeah.
Okay. Book of Mark, chapter 7 and verse 7. Howbeit in vain do they worship me, teaching for doctrines the commandments of men.
Right, the doctrines, the commandments of men is just like what we say Mother's Day, Valentine's Day, Christmas Day,
Right.
New Year's. That's the commandments of men. You understand? Teaching you that the horror, you should look at the horoscope, so you know what will happen to you on this day. You understand? And you use March, well, use a Pisces, The That is the commandments of men. Those things are vain. There's emptiness. It has no meaning. It is nothing. You understand? Yeah, go ahead.
Verse 8. For laying aside the commandment of God, you hold the tradition of men, as the washing of pots and cups, and many other such like things ye do.
Right? So yeah, that is it. So Christ now, I believe that this is the same scripture where they were saying before you had to eat, you're supposed to wash your hands. Right? I think I just paraphrasing. I think this is the same scripture. You're supposed to wash your hands. That's the commandments of men. You don't necessarily have to wash your hands. And that what Christ was teaching them that hey, is what does defile somebody is not by they have their hands dirty.
Right.
And that what defile somebody is the thing that has come out of you, it's fornication, blasphemy,
right,
evilness. That is what has defiled you. Not because your hands dirty and you had to wash it before you eat. That is the commandments of men. You understand? In the Bible, I mean, yeah, it's something hygienic, wash your hands, you might get sick, but don't tell them they can't eat on the table.
Right.
Because they didn't wash their hands.
Right.
You understand? You don't tell them that. Make sure that there's good doers. There's believers at Christ, there's believers at the Lord. Because if there's believers at the Lord, what comes out of them would be righteousness. You understand? That is what was defiling. Because what does go into your throat when you eat? It just comes out as dung to the youth. Right? But what does come out of your mouth is what is defiled. That was Christ was trying to say. I'm just paraphrasing it. And that's what Christ was saying. And in that scripture, give me Exodus 20 here, verse 1. Exodus 20 and verse 1. You understand? Women don't need have a holiday for them. They don't need that.
Okay.
Women just need to say, all right, on Mother's Day, I am an evil bastard because I raised my son to be a drug dealer and a murderer, and I raised my daughter to be a prostitute because I kicked the husband out of the house.
Right.
That is what I should deserve on Mother's Day. Right? If all I want to celebrate it, that is what I deserve. Everybody needs to come down on the black woman and let she know she's an evil monster for kicking the man out of the house. Yeah, go ahead, whoever.
Exodus chapter 20 and verse 1. And God spake all these words, saying, verse 2, I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage.
Go ahead.
Verse 3, thou shalt have no other gods before me.
Right, and the Lord said, you shall have no other gods before him. So, Mother's Day is the worship of another Greek god.
Right.
That is it. Right? Rhea, a Greek god. That's what Mother's Day is about. The worship of a Greek god, and the Lord said, you shall have no other god before him. Right. He's the only power on the face of the earth. He's the only authority on the face of the earth. Nobody else. Go ahead.
God. Verse 4. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image, or any like. Well.
Yeah, that is it. That was verse 3. Yeah. So yeah, that is it. The Lord said, have no other gods before him. You understand? So is there anybody any questions? That is it. Who won the Shema? Okay. All right. Well, with that, let's pass guys over the piece of shot. You didn't have that's all nine stuff. There was just them 2 comments.
Security announcement. We at I.S.U.P.K out of 123 SHALAM, New York, under Commander GEN.YAHANNA. New rules for brothers and sisters. When a new brother or sister comes to the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are here to be students in unity. They are here to shed themselves off the world. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest and peculiar person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to another brother or sister. There's another 6 months which a brother or sister will court each other. After the 6-month period, the brother or sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, this is the commandment. You can find this in Numbers chapter 18 and verse 21 and Malachi chapter 3, verse 8 to 10. 10 means 10 in Hebrew. And it's pronounced as Mishra. 10% of every penny and increase the Most High gives it. Give to the Treasury Department or teacher peace fund. Through offering for peace. Non-mandatory. Whatever amount you like to give. Upcoming Holy Convocation. That will be the memorial blowing of trumpets. That will be the first day of the 7th month. That will be Sunday, the 25th of September, 2020. You can find it in Leviticus chapter 23, verse 24 and 25. Reminder our cameras that watch them to check on social media such as I.S.U.P.K, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and so on for I.S.U.P.K events and materials. If your brother wants to be a trooper in school, then he just start wearing all black, which includes black boots, light shirt, light pants, light headband, or scarf. But that we say, imagine, staff and rock for them. You want to say Lord's Prayer in Hebrew? Abanoah, Shabbat Shemayah, Kodash, I.S.U.P.K, Yahweh, Malakota, Tizaka, I.S.U.P.K, Baratazah, Shemayah, Noah, Kam, Kal, Yawam, Selak Noah, Waki Noah, Selak Noah, Waki Noah, La, Tabia Noah, Awan, Bal, Oshai Noah, Mayan, Rai, Ayah, Akab, Malakwa, Ala, Zaparat, Ralomium, Aman.
English, what we say was our Father,
Father,
child in heaven, hallowed be thy name, power, thy kingdom come,
Every done.
earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day,
our daily bread,
forgive us our debts,
and forgive our debts.
we forgive our debtors,
And we forgive our debtors.
and lead us not
into
into temptation, deliver us from evil,
Deliver us from evil.
thine is the kingdom,
Thine is the kingdom,
and the power,
and the power,
and the glory,
and the glory,
forever,
forever.
So be it.
We say the Hakat, Yahweh, Hashem, Oshai, Abakasha, Antana Noah, Akat, Apara, Amakala, Hamuwana, Akat, Ata, Rodarium, Akat, Akoyam, Matayam, Akat, Akua, Mala, Agarishim, Hashem, Oshai, Wadaman.
In the English, what we said was Yahweh.
Yahweh.
The name of Yahweh.
Name of Yahweh.
Jesus gave us the power.
Give us the power.
Power to heal.
Power to heal.
All manner of sickness.
All manner of sickness.
All manner of disease.
All manner of disease.
Power to cleanse the lepers.
Power to cleanse the lepers.
Power to raise the dead.
Power to raise the dead.
Power against unclean
Power
spirits.
against unclean spirits.
Cast them out.
Cast them out.
The name of Yahweh.
The name of Yahweh.
Thank you.
So be it. We say blessings in Hebrew. Barak, Ata, Yahweh, Ayahushai, Akala, Alayam, Atazabia, Al-Wapihanna, Al-Wapiam, Asheranium, Akotazalian, Akoyalian, Adwatium, Yahweh, Bashim, Shai, Wadaman.
In English, what he said was, bless you, Yahweh, and Yahweh, and Michael, the angel, Commander General, Captain, Officer, Trooper, and the sisters. Yahweh, the name of Yahweh, thank you, so be it. This is I.S.U.P.K persons. Blessed are you, Yahweh, King of heaven and earth, all things living, Yahweh, name of Yahweh, send to us now, right now, send evils and punishment and destruction to the heathen that speak against us, the prophet, the teacher, the princes, the priests, the Israelite brothers, and the school, send evils and punishment and destruction to the heathen, and shake loose the church of the rich of Israel. Refuse to go to the school. Force the riches. And then to like sanctuary. Send evils and curses. Punishment and destruction. To the Edomites and the nation. And the drug dealers. Court system. Prison system. Planned Parenthood. All the governments of our enemy. Amalek synagogues and one Catholic church. Pope. Islam. Christianity. Egyptology. Militia, Ku Klux Klan, Aryan Nation, Skinheads, Kumatazi, Game Movement, Lesbian, Spies, because of witchcraft, NASA Space Program, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Wall Street, open up the internet and the airwaves, cable access
Cable
channel,
access channels,
and the radio
and
channel.
the radio channel.
Convict the spirits.
Convict the spirits.
Of any of thy people.
Of any of thy people.
Seek to stop us.
Seek to stop us.
From bringing swift destruction.
Bring such destruction
To all the heathen.
to all the heathen
that stand in the
that
way.
stand in the way.
Or try to stop
Or try
us.
to stop us
From broadcasting your
from
word.
broadcasting your word
Throughout the planet.
throughout the planet.
Let loose all the
Let
plagues.
loose all the plagues.
Cause them to go to and
Cause them to
fro.
go to and fro.
Through the earth.
Through the earth.
Consume them.
And consume them.
Let the plague shake.
Let the plague shake.
The house of the thief.
House of the thief.
And the murderer.
And the murderer.
Let Yahweh
Michael.
Gabriel.
Gabriel.
Down with the flying
Come down with the flying saucers.
Punish all the heathen.
And punish all the heathen.
Come up against us.
Come up against us.
As we speak thy
As
word.
we speak thy word.
Cause it to be known.
Cause it to be
By
known.
all.
By all.
That is the angel that have done
That is
it.
the angel that have done it.
Cause it to be spread.
Cause it to be spread.
Through the media.
Through the media.
Throughout the whole world.
Throughout the whole world.
Cause them to shake at thy covenant.
Cause them to shake at thy covenant.
In the name of Yahweh.
In the name of Yahweh.
Thank you always.
Thank you always.
So
So be it.
We say the blessed Israel, Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Hashem,
Hashem,
Oshai,
Oshai,
Noah,
Rashala,
Rashala, Oyat, Safarium, Rock, a gun.
Pasi and Kobe.
Pasi and Kobe.
To shake and kill.
To shake and kill.
All the brothers and sisters fighting to come to the truth.
All the brothers and sisters fighting to come to the truth.
All the brothers and sisters in the truth.
All the brothers and sisters in the truth.
Command General
Command
Yohanna,
General,
Generals,
Captains,
Officers,
Officers,
troopers,
sisters,
children,
children,
of Israel,
all the children of Israel.
brothers and sisters fight come in truth,
Brothers and sisters fighting to come to the truth.
sisters in the truth,
Brothers and sisters in the truth.
I.S.U.P.K worldwide and their families,
I.S.U.P.K worldwide and their families.
I.S.U.P.K children big on their families,
I.S.U.P.K children big on their families. Tomorrow. Commanding General, the General, Captain, the Officers, the Troopers, Sisters, Children, brothers and sisters fighting to come in truth. I'm going to say for all the short of Israel. I'm going to say for all the sick and nursing of Israel. I'm going to say for all our families. Nika, Megan, Joanna, Kimberly, Dylan, Dwayne. Next one.
Brothers and sisters fighting come in truth.
Brothers and sisters fighting come in truth.
Brothers and sisters in the truth.
Brothers and sisters in the truth.
Children babies in the
I.S.U.P.K.
Franco family.
Brown
family.
Zion,
Wesley, Shamilia, Makakobal family. Makoya family. Maikwa family. Yakad family. Barrier family. Basham, Oshai, Wanaman.
Right? In the English of it said was Lord.
Lord.
The name of Yahweh. Bless us and Israel. And the school. Bless. Heal. Shield. Protect all of us. In the name of Yahweh. Thank you.
So be it. Stop. Let's get teacher one to salute. Imagine Shabbat. Imagine. Barak. Stop. Let's get sisters online one to listen. Imagine Shabbat. Imagine. Barak. Yahweh Shematan Bashir Yoshai. Yadamata. Pass this one.
Shall I get